that carries out the exit meeting, and the responses to these matters are by Nile Hotel. So from that angle, I think, well, of course, when someone says you'll be held accountable, I think we have to be accountable, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who carry the strategic plan, the work plans, and we are the ones who have responded to these audit issues. Thank you very much, Chairman and honorable members, for your concern. Which I think is a very big burden on our part. But otherwise, we don't have a vote. But that's how we operate. We have to make sure that the company is self-sustaining in whatever we do. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, Honorable Michael,
this is to notify you that there's a very big distinction. There's a distinction from the roles that you play and the requirement of accounting before Parliament. As far as the law is concerned, an accounting officer is a person appointed by the PSST in writing to be in charge of a vote, or an entity that is formulated by an act of Parliament, and someone is designated as an accounting officer by an act of Parliament to be in charge of a vote. Now, when you are not a vote, you cannot have an accounting office, as far as the law is concerned. That means that the mother group that handles you, you are a subsidiary of something. That would be the accounting officer that must appear with you for matters related to, yes, you'd be answerable to the activities and the expenditures and the incomes that you perform as a subsidiary, but in the presence of an accounting officer. So it's not that we don't want to listen to you, but we want to handle you in the presence of your accounting officer. And the accounting officer is one, it's not an entity. It is an individual who must have responsibilities clearly spelled out as an accounting officer. So now, Nile Hotel Limited does not have an accounting officer in the sense of the Public Finance Management Act. So we need, the members are expressing their opinion that you need to be invited together with your accounting officer. So we must determine who your accounting officer is altogether.
The technical person has been so clear. We are saving you. The one we refer to as the accounting officer, you will sit with him. Where he can answer, you keep quiet. When it comes to go to jail or CID, he's the one, not you. Yeah.
Let me read for you this. Nile Hotel International Limited is a public limited company incorporated under the Companies Act on 28th October 1994. It is a 100% government-owned company with the shares held by Uganda Development Corporation on behalf of government. So meaning the accounting officer who is responsible and to answer all audit queries is supposed to be the accounting officer of UDC. So members, procedurally, we can't move without the accounting officer from UDC. So for that point, our guests from Nile Hotel, we shall meet you, we shall let you know when, or we shall have a meeting with you when you have the accounting officer from UDC to handle all the audit queries. And for that point, I suspend this meeting to.
Nile Hotel is a government company. Our major shareholder is Uganda Development Corporation. We've been in existence since 1994 as a company, but before that, we were in existence as a government hotel and conference center. As you all know, the previous Nile Hotel, the conference center in particular, was commissioned in 1975 to host the African Union meeting of the time. So we have a very long history, and Nile Hotel has been a very important face of the country. Remember, when we held CHOGAM, the current Serena, which is occupying the property owned by Nile Hotel, hosted the Queen. We've hosted the Commonwealth. We've hosted the OAU, and I think we are the only facility that has virtually hosted all presidents of Uganda, apart from the first president of the country. So the rest of the presidents have passed through our hands in terms of using the hotel facilities and using the conference center. So historically, we're a very important facility to this country. Nile Hotel recently acquired shares in Igongo Country Hotel. This is an up-country hotel in Mbarara. And one of the reasons why we did that is because Igongo has a very huge strength as a custodian of culture. They have a museum and they have an eclipse monument. So they invested a lot of money in this aspect of tourism attraction to the country. So they are not just a hotel, but they are a tourist destination. That's the uniqueness that Igongo Country Hotel has, and that uniqueness is what attracted Nile Hotel to partner with them to see how to improve the facility and the operations and further the interest of developing unique tourist attractions in the country. In addition, because we have an interest in Serena, Kampala, and Serena, Kampala has also partnered with the Jacana lodges in the Queen Elizabeth Park. That means we are interested in having kind of those synergies, because you have a Kampala facility invested in by TPS Uganda, and then you have Igongo Country Hotel, Mbarara, and then you have a lodge in Queen Elizabeth Park. It's not our lodge, but since these are all our partners, I think we can exploit that synergy to make sure that when a tourist is in conveyance, is in transit, he can utilize these facilities effectively. That's one of the aspects we are looking at, apart from the element of culture from Igongo Country Hotel. Now when you come back to Serena, Serena has been a hotel in Uganda from 2004. And Serena has impacted the economy and the hospitality sector in a very big way, in that when it came into the country, the sector had collapsed. So they carried out a lot of training. Over 1,000 staff have passed through the hands of Serena, and they've been trained and they've gone to run other facilities. Now we have several 5-star facilities, but indeed the manpower running this facility at least went through the hands of Serena, and they received the required training. So I believe that as Nile Hotel, in partnership with Igongo and Serena Hotel and their partners, we are having a very big impact on the economy. And we believe that with the further studies we are doing in the oil sector, because we are looking at possibilities of influencing other partners to come into the hospitality sector and support the oil sector. As you know, His Excellency the President is very keen on ensuring that the oil sector in Western Uganda takes off, and there is no way that you are going to invite expatriates, technocrats to come to exploit that sector when they don't have an appropriate area to stay or leisure facilities to enjoy. So Nile Hotel is looking at venturing into that space as well. Otherwise, thank you very much. And
how many shares does the government hold in Nile Hotel?
Nile Hotel is 100% owned by government. So they have all our shares. But remember, they don't give us money to operate. Nile Hotel is a profit-making company. We are self-sustaining, and we have to make sure that we look for the money to run our services, to run our facilities, and to work with our partners. Yeah.
As we speak, there are rumors that Serena, where is stand. Do you have this information about this land title?
The land title is in our custody. It has never disappeared. It is very safe and secure. And why it even can't disappear is because there is a lease which is on that title. So it is very difficult. It's not just an empty title that anybody can come and take away. And we make sure that every 2 years, as Nile Hotel, we carry out what we call a due diligence on that title. We get valuers and surveyors. They check to make sure that what is in land office has not been tampered with. So the title is very safe.
You have it in your custody.
Yeah, we have it in our custody. And if you... No, the mafias have not tampered with our title. And when the Auditor General comes to do his audit of Nile Hotel, one of the things they do is verify our assets. And that's a very important asset to us. For the next, until 2034, Serena is going to return the facility back to us. And if we feel that they've performed to the best of expectations of Ugandans, we are going to give them an extension of the contract. So we really jealously guide the title because it's really an asset to the country.
And how did this
URA, what happened with URA? We had, they came and did a tax audit, which I think is in their mandate. And when they did a tax audit, they concluded that we had not been paying VAT. But now, according to the law, because after that we went to court, we went to the Tax Appeals Tribunal, and our presentation was that because we had transferred the facility to Serena as a going concern, we were not entitled to pay VAT on that facility, because Serena is already paying VAT actually. So when we went to court, we won the court case. URA appealed. They went to the High Court Commercial Division. Nile Hotel, as able lawyers, again defended our position, and we won URA. So eventually, we demanded that URA refunds the money as prescribed by the commercial court. Unfortunately, URA took a long time to respond. Years passed, and the money became huge money. So what happened is we went into a discussion with URA. How do we resolve the matter? Because at the end of the day, we need this money to do more business. We want to do feasibility studies. We want possibly to set up facilities in the game parks and so on. But our money was locked up. So what URA did, they made a refund of some of this money. Of course, there is a new law which is in place which says that if URA is refunding your money, they cannot refund you interest which is higher than the principal they've captured from you. That was the new law. But that new law came in place after we had won the case in the Tax Appeals Tribunal. So we believe that that new law should not have applied to Nile Hotel. But as you know, the tax authority, of course, has a lot of authority, as you know its name. So it is something that we, at the end of the day, we reached a settlement, and we agreed to a less amount. But of course, this matter, I think, still has to be resolved through the Attorney General's office and so on to ensure that we didn't make any mistakes in the process.
So you have written to the Attorney General?
Yeah, we write to the Attorney General for opinion whether whatever we did with URA was right and is terminal. But otherwise, that's what happened. Yeah, they came like any other business company. They did a tax audit. They said, you guys, you're supposed to be doing this. Why aren't you doing it? We said no. For us, they will interpret the law. This is how we are supposed to be operating tax-wise. So they took their position, we took our position, we went to court, we won in court. They went the second time, we won the second time. They put a notice to appeal to a higher authority. They never went to court for the third time. So what it meant now was, what do we do? 5 years passed, 4 years passed, and you know the Muzungu says that a bird in hand is better than two in the bush. So with that regard, we tried to find out how to settle. So we are now in the final processes of making sure that everything was done in the right way.
And just finally from us, you invested in legal, we thank you for that. You not even title the land of this hotel, and you again, how can you invest in a property where which you don't know the size of the land?
No, when we are doing an investment, because we are not only going to do investment in Ngongo. Nile Hotel, we are not a very big company, but we are a company that is run on principle. We do business in a certain way. Because for us, if we don't earn money, even me, I will not earn a salary. We don't get a vote from government. We have to make sure the company is profitable. So with regard to Igongo, before we invested in Igongo, we did what we call a due diligence. We hired experts to look at finances, to look at legal, to look at manpower, to look at hotel practices, such that we came out with a very clear picture on who Igongo was and where the weaknesses of Igongo were. Because at the end of the day, when we come and join Igongo in this journey in hospitality, our task is very simple as Nile Hotel. We want to pull up a local investor who maybe has faced challenges here and there. That is our core objective. Because even the local investor, for him, is very clear that if he makes his money, he wants to buy back the shares. So we can go to another Uganda and work with him and make sure that we pull you up. You have the right systems, you have the right networks, and so on. The lessons we have had with Serena are lessons we want to share with other local investors like Igongo. That's the reason. But the team did due diligence, and the titles were there. What delayed was, our Uganda system, the processes and procedures of transferring titles. It is not an easy procedure. For us, we're a government company. We're not like a private individual who will cut shortcuts, make things move faster. For us, we follow the law. So there were delays in doing the transfers, but the owner handed over the titles to our company secretary. So we are not worried about that. And as I talk of today, the titles have been transferred. The process is complete. Yeah.
And the last one, there are two things. I want to understand whether government is making money out of it. And two, you say, when is the concession of Serena expiring?
The concession of Serena is expiring in 2034. It has already run from 2004 to date. That should be around 20 years. It has run, and it's expiring 2034. And the government and the Nile Hotel plus Uganda Development Corporation will review the performance of Serena and decide whether to extend this concession or to hand it to someone else who is competitive. For Serena to come into this market, they went through a bidding process. So they were not just selected on the whims of someone. It was a competitive process of picking the best hotel operator. So once this, if this comes to an end in 2034, I don't think I would still be in Nile Hotel. But someone will be around because the principles are there on how we do business with regard to when the contract expires.
So does it make money to government?
Yeah, we've been paying dividends. Nile Hotel is one of the companies that is profitable. I think so far we have paid over 4 billion shillings as dividends to government.
Since 2024?
No, since 2020. Because remember, when the hotel was run by government, it had losses. And simply because at the time, government was not very efficient in running business. So we accumulated losses. And those losses ate into our profits. From 2004, we started making profit, but we had to clear those losses. But from 2010, we had a clean sheet because we now no longer have losses. Even through the COVID period, we were still making some money out of our relationship with Serena. So I believe that this kind of arrangement, why it's very important that Ugandans appreciate the arrangement we have with Serena. One, Serena is one of the highest paying five-star hotels in terms of taxes. And the reason is because they have us to monitor. You get the point. Other hotels which are not monitored, they make returns the way they want. If you go into URA and you check the tax returns of the different hotels, you'll be surprised. You should not be surprised if you find Serena is the highest taxpayer in that segment of the five-star circuit hotels. So I think it's a good thing, and it's something that we should look forward to.
So why don't you get shares? Money?
No,
Yeah, why don't you take them over?
yeah, what happens is with Nile Hotel, we operate with people who are willing to work with us. Serena came into the market, they wanted to work with Nile Hotel. Igongo came to us, they wanted to work with Nile Hotel. And another aspect of Igongo is that we realized that there was a lot of passion for the business in the ownership. If we come to you and you don't have passion for your business, we will not waste our time because we know your commitment will not be total. We want to be committed to your business, and as we are committed to your business. Because if either of us is not having that commitment, it means we are going to fail. But once you are committed and we have commitment, it means when I come to you and tell you that every year we have to have an external auditor coming to check your books, you get. If you're committed to your business, you realize that the auditor is coming to improve your processes. It's coming to tell you where you've gone wrong, such that you can put it right and make more money as the owner of the business. Now there are some private businesses where they say, no, you come to audit us as who? You get the point? So you have to have passion for your business. Then we join you on that journey to make sure that you succeed in your business. At the end of the day, it is for everyone's benefit, you and Nile Hotel.
Could you please repeat for us your name?